Hello, folks. I'm the Red. This is Hollywood Animal. And last we left off, I think the only major thing was a couple of people outside of our company had died. One of whom was Harlan Starsurf, the original... The word I'm wanting to use is announcer, but that's not the right word. The original master of ceremonies for the Pollux Awards. Died on the front. He was a pilot in... I don't know what theater he was. Presumably the African theater, or presumably the African theater, because of the description of how he died, that his plane landed and crash landed and caught on fire. Doesn't really make sense for the Pacific theater, nor for the European theater. So I'm assuming he died in the African theater. We also had another death here, and I'm gonna say, Homer Jones, you don't actually need to do this, because I noticed when I was scrubbing through the footage after the fact that everyone has the same rating here. And considering everyone's more likely to fail than to succeed, I don't think I'm going to assign anyone to this. Maybe we'll wait for it to tick through. It's going to take 3 months. Homer, I'm going to... Actually, Homer, what I think I'm going to have you do is go check the directors in the employment center. This guy. Didn't really specifically look for him, but he was a Gernstein director. I'm also going to say Perfect Love. Your elements here. We're going to give you 18, 16. I'm not even going to check whether or not you'd go stale, because you've been sitting here for a while and you're a mediocre movie. Irvine, you can print it. We just need something to roll in. We're going to do the same, where we're not going to advertise as much on the back end. You are, and I'm going to double check what kind of movie you are. You're an adventure movie in a fantasy kingdom. Yeah, Tatsuya. He was sent to a concentration camp. Unfortunately. I'm gonna say let's aim older, something like this. I don't think that's a kids' movies per se. And then we can start time ticking along. We've got a couple of movies. Libra Gray. You are a producer with a contract that is expiring. You're not going to ask that much. 1.5 million? 1.7. Number ticked up more than I thought it was going to. When we increased the contract to 5 years. The Rat Quarter, in production, having some problems. We were filming springtime scenes on location in the city when the snow started falling. All the streets are covered. Clear the snow with shovels. I'm gonna slow down, but you're close to the end. So I'm not worried about the slowdown. Search for the Severed Hand. Can go into production. It's a 9-star movie. Go ahead, take a security officer. I'm gonna say take a second unit. You're expensive to shoot. And I think you'll save by having a second unit. Terry, I want to double check that we don't have any trash elements waiting now. So, Terry, go ahead and just try another thing. We've got 3 movies being written here. Joe, you're the same. The Green Beast, ready for production. I give you a security officer 2. I'm not giving you a second unit. You don't need it. A banquet finished. You know what that means. So you're gonna cap at 8. I think you're gonna be fine if I just shelve you for a hot second. We of course want to hold another banquet. And Skywalk City was an original, right? It's not a sequel to anything. I'm continuing to click on that. Tudor Island 2 is waiting for the Rat Quarter to finish because the Rat Quarter is starting May low. Tudor City 2 is also going to be starting May low. If I check our actors, Peter Holland, I can't fire you either. You think. Stole our money and run. Stole our money and ran. Okay. Skywalk City. And indeed, I am going to drop the preceding article and just call it Skywalk City. We have sound stages available. I'm gonna assume everything's gonna be better on a sound stage. Nope, not that. But almost everything. You're saying futuristic city exteriors. I mean, this doesn't... What? You know what's funny? Is this actually makes sense. It's different from everything else, but the on location is faster to find than the building things for it, because you gotta build something complicated and whatnot. Although the filming will jump by a good week and a half. Interesting. The early game, this is very simple. Entering all of this information it's very static. They're all very much the same. But as we're progressing, they're actually getting more and more complicated and more interesting. Okay, we're gonna go Blue Term Vivid. These are both the same quality. So you're gonna save a week, but you're gonna cost us so much more that I think the frame tone PR is a better option. This is a quality movie, so go ahead and get the works. For our producer, Billy Hubbard, I don't think you have a long enough contract for us. Scott Gill, you do. And Jack, you do. Both of you are going to be working for us until at least 46. Jasper Henry. Yeah, Jasper Henry, our hardened cynic. I mean, it's gonna be Howard Globe, right? For our femme fatale, Joanne is used to playing these roles. Our key witness Irene. And then we've got 4 criminals to line up here. We're gonna go Salvador, Frederick, and then the 2 Franklins. And that's all the roles filled. I mean, you're all quality. Let's accept that. Start it rolling. Well, start it in pre-production. Tyrants. Okay, finish that. To serve your nation. This, we were waiting for our best to work on this. And they're now available. This is a fairly high priority movie because it's the one we're doing for our film policy. I think I can just let this roll for the minute here. Season of Liars. 20,000 screenings. Yeah, your 20,000 is excessive for a 6-point movie. 4 weeks, 14, 20% is 3,000. Just doing the numbers very roughly. So we want to go 5,000 to account for 5,000. Come on, work with me here. 5,000 to account for the week 5 bump. The Chinese ribbon is wanting 400 to 500. Easy enough to do. Trench Rats, ready to release. Verloca the Forest Giants getting 1% your end distribution. I think I want to perform analytics on this one. I'm a little interested. I don't know why I was looking at that. I thought our banquet has finished. Trench Rat is not liked by the Bone Grinder, or really anyone else. Yeah, very average. That's the best review we're getting. That's okay. Yeah, we're spending significantly less on advertising this one. The Bounty Huntress, it's end distribution. I want to perform analytics on this one too, really. Oh, I know why I was reaching for our banquet hall. It's because I had just entered a new thing. Largus. None of these elements are going to go stale. Nope. Your next step on the block. What was your ratings? Yeah, you're a 6. You're a 6er. A farm girl in the American Civil War. I like this one. Although I like the color contrast in this better. Either which way, you've got the police officers in front, which I don't know where they're coming from, but... 18, 16, 14, 12. Irvine, you print it. advertising is saying men and not younglings. So I'll go to the billboards and the newspapers. Deep Mines ready to enter production. And I think for this one we need to go to the Film Alliance and get it allowed. I'm saying change agent, but don't actually change the agent. The Rat Quarter. Spent, wow, 2 million. Ooh, and it's only a 6-star. Ooh. Oh, that feels bad. Editor, Raphael, you can do it. Gene. I'm also realizing that we can go do a master class for you, for you, for you, and then let me just check various other people we have hired. Yeah. I kind of didn't use this. I mean, I got this backwards. I got this confused with the other thing. Okay, Joe, we can't click on you. Screenwriter. I mean, Edwin, you're not doing anything right now. And then actors. Bobby. There we go. We're actually making use of this properly this time, too. I'm gonna let things move like a week or two, or at least a few days. And then we're going to... Didn't click on it this time. I'm going to take a moment here to skim back through this list and go, yeah, I still don't see that movie that disappeared, that I don't know why it disappeared. Tudor Island 2. Cornelius, we want to give this to you. I mean, you are an 8-star. We can give you a soundstage. Anything that will do well on a soundstage, we want to put it on a soundstage. City streets would be best shot. On location. I mean, this cuts so much time that I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna lose a star here. Especially because you like shooting on a soundstage so much. Continue. The tech's going to be the blue term, sound tech. Yeah, the amount of time we save is negligible there. 44 days, which means our total is 120. If I have you start from the top again. Actually, we are saving very much less time than I thought by switching that to, yeah, it's like a week. This says 140, which means 18 days. Which is like what, a couple of weeks? Yeah, I'm gonna keep this actually. Producer Joe says 47. Secondary producer Pete says he's got a movie in him. Foley says 43. So I'll give it to Pete here. Director, Roy, your quality and not known for anything in particular. Our evil monster, I'll give to Bob Gray. Mysterious Guide, we'll go Arthur Gray. First Victim, I look for women to hire. We're capped at 8 stars is best case. You're diligent but an addict. This is sci-fi. I'm gonna give it to Alma. Our actors seem not to be doing anything. Maurice, was I going to write you another script? I'm gonna have them work on finding things. We got 6 movies in production. We got like 5 on the slot. On the advertising time was December. Wait, hold on. September. You started in September. September, October, November. So this was one of the where we were still doing the long advertising. And we're getting the, I mean, we're just getting a regular pale 40 studio shooting skills. The Bounty Huntress, yeah, we got this week 6 bump here. This had no weaknesses. Some of the sci-fi elements were a little clashing with just the general story. Second line, the mediocre script. I think what I'm gonna do, buy film contracts. I think I want the amazing legal protection is going to take so long. Let's go with the 10-year contracts. It'll be years before we can actually do them, but before we do any of that, let's get our repairs in. You're not being worked on. Which soundstage were you? Soundstage 8? Yeah, we lost 30 million this year, so we have no taxes. Annual report 1.45 regular. How did Gernstein not lose so much money buying all those theaters? That was this year, wasn't it? Had to be. Had to be. 1 second. Okay. Sorry. Thought something was wrong with my recording. I wanted to make sure that, you know, we weren't going to lose something. Duelist Haven. Yeah, this was... I mean, these were both box office successes. Lalilulelo. Who's this? Gernstein? Wasn't this... Yeah, Gernstein. This was a movie we ran up against. Amber Spilt was also good. Western Kennel, Corked Bottle. Amber Spilt... Not the most well received, but nearly the most. None of ours were particular fan favorites. This was kind of a mediocre year for us. All things said and done, it just could have been better. Bob Gray establishes himself as the rival. Lewis is a romance director. Avenging Loved Ones. Unrequited Love, Love Triangle, Avenging Loved Ones, Romance. Elmer's good with evil transformations and big battle scenes and rescue missions. What rescue mission did we have? Melo is good with the action. You want a raise, easy. Trench Rats. Yeah, you're a 6-star. 17. Let's call it 20% is, let's set up distribution of, let's actually give you 6,000, 7,000, 6,000, like that. Perfect Love. Season of Liars is saying you want 400 theaters. I'll give you 5 just to be on the safe side. Chinese Room is 20% of 5 is like 100. I mean, if people are still wanting to watch it, sure, I'll give you 100 screenings. And be just sort of scattered all over the nation. Perfect Loved. Short Nose, no taboo, but homosexual things are clearly ill-suited to such a superficial film. I mean... Okay, I can see that argument if you're doing something like that's, you know, Brokeback Mountain would have been, if it was much more superficial of a movie and much more just meh, whatever, just thrown together trash, it would not have been as good of a movie as it was. Love interests have gone stale. Kevin Foley, your contract has expired. You're not going to ask for more than $1 million. Literally $1 million on the dot. Um, okay. So we're gonna go is the Wizard War. And it was a wizard versus a knight versus an evil witch. There's also a wizard in it. I feel like the knight's less of the main character and more of a point of view character. I don't know what the normal terminology for it is. But we can go here. This is our double feature. Oh, double features just pull an old movie. They don't... They don't require a second movie to be run with them. That's interesting. I'm gonna give you... I'm actually gonna give you 20,000 because I don't know how well the double feature works. Like, I don't know how much it boosts you or anything like that, so I want to be on the safe side. Our advertising effectiveness, I want at least 90 here. I'm happy with this. You're saying children will like this. Not women. I'll give you newspapers and Vine Pascal. Yeah. Interesting. That was not how I thought the double feature was going to work, but... I thought we were going to have to run 2 new movies side by side, and it would just double up the viewing on them. Which is why I produced so much trash recently. Editor, or you can work on this. Alfred, you can still use quality stuff, though. There's no reason not to. It's literally cheaper than using the cheap stuff, because we're already paying for everything. You're an 85%. Let me repair you. Our writers are all working. Ah! Okay. Dirt does not exist. The public outcry over the studio's alleged involvement in the murder of Howard Alexander. Many are demanding an immediate trial. I mean, that wasn't a big hit to our reputation, actually. The People versus Red Wolf Studios. 500,000, and one of our guys will serve a prison sentence. I mean, it's not a game ender. I was a little afraid that they would arrest us, like us as the player character, the owner of the studio. No, we've got someone to take the fall for it. if I look at the movies we have, what I'm going to do here is every 5-point movie is going to get trashed at this stage. They're just not worth it. What are you? Middle Ages, sci-fi, comedy, drama. It's mostly a romance with a hardened cynic. There's a square enforcer. There's a bunch of themes. I mean, I'll purchase and shelve this. Legionnaire's Burden is an action movie. There's a retired legend. It's an all-man movie. I'm gonna purchase this. Tell Me Who's Right. Last Survivor, Ancient Evil. There's a femme fatale, which is the only woman in the movie. I'll shelve this. And you're up to 8 stars. Daring Adventure. Again, all men. I'll buy that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this to refresh the list. And get this punched up. Oh, that was... Yeah, I don't think I think that's the only one we're gonna try to improve. Keith, go ahead and say that's your training completed. Nominations for 1943. Okay, the Bounty Huntress was one of them. It's number 2 at the box office, number 6 fan favorite. Want something that was well received critically. This is not the year we're going to sweep. And I'm not going to count on it at all. Amber Spilt was critically well received. Cork Bottle was 8 at the box office. Reloca was not a box office, but was well received. So we're going to go these 3 as our best films. I think we're going to start trying our 3 in a row best film. Cinematographer, Homer versus Chester. Best actor, Corked Bottle, and then Bobby's won them before. Howard Globe for the Chinese Ribbon. Oscar. Let me check. Howard Globe, have you ever won? You've never won. Let's try to give you another shot. Best Actress. Amber Spilt's obviously going to be on there, as is The Bounty Huntress. And then out of these, we've got Joanne, Hazel, or May. May is the best. Although, Hazel, you have won So, May, let's try to get you another one. Best Director, again, Bounty Huntress, Amber Spilt, and Riloka. Those are just the best movies we have. Best screenplays. Again, these are the only 3 movies that weren't trash. The Flu Man, we've improved it. And then Protect Your Dynasty is a good script. I'm going to shelve it for just a second. We're going to go to our technology, our engineers. And what I want is to develop 16mm color. Quality here, practicality out to here, along with economy. Let's future-proof it a little. C. Uh, 16C mini. Our guys are going to be at this for quite a while. I want to double check what the practicality of the Flumen is. We're saying 876. The Flumen. Yeah. The Flumen's thing is. Both teams. Yeah, this is 876. Was it just me or was this? Wait, does switching to the 35mm not change? So, okay, 16mm, economical and modest, convenient for handheld shooting, ideal for low budget. $16C Red Wolf Mini. Yeah, I think we're gonna. This is what we're gonna invent. So we're filming our trash fast. Finish prep for the police to come and raid us. Billy wants 5-year contract. Joe Green, I'll be straight with you. Old man Gernstein is completely nuts. I've never harbored any illusions about his moral character, but I did respect him as a businessman, even a visionary. I'd hope the Alliance, the Code, and the commitments to our mutual friends in government could somehow cool his burning thirst. But this stunt, buying all the movie theaters, has only just pissed everyone off. I've been talking to people in high places for months trying to calm everyone down, reassuring them that we can regulate our problem from within, through the Alliance, but there's no use. This case will end up in the Supreme Court, and the studios will be banned from owning movie theaters, including you. The best I can do is have the whole thing put off until after the war. Highbrow humor. Let the police raid us. Come on. Make it quick, guys. They're here to just harass us. And then we're going to write at least one script. I mean... yeah, we're going to write at least one script. Not start project. Story workshop. Let's look if there's any sequels we want to create. And the Bounty Huntress, right? Oh, sorry, I got something in my eye. Starlight. Starlight what? I want to give her a last name. I want it to be a spacey name. This is sci-fi. This is straight sci-fi, like on the moon, on other planets. Starlight Virgo. Madam Shear, our mad scientist, who we're going to have to recast. Not recast, we're gonna have to maybe switch the rollout. Dr. Wendigo. And Blurn. Right-hand man does not get a complicated name. The Bounty in the Stars. Still in space. Obviously the first victim's dead. Dr. Wendigo, we would have to recast anyways. So let's go... Are we... Is there supposed to be roles here? I don't know how many. I'm gonna have us go with a serial killer anyways. We're gonna drop the evil transformation and the rescue mission. We're going to have a key witness along with the element. Where is it? Protecting the witness. Protecting the witness. There it is. Um, let's add some catchy one-liners. I don't want the big battle to chase this time. I think rivals are stale. Although I think I might add one anyways. And then let's add some slapstick because it is a comedy. Yeah. Action adventure. Joe, why don't you write this for us? And then I want to do another historical. We're going to create something new here. We're going to go historical. Because Joe is our other writer that's up is a historical writer. Historical romance, drama, let's put it in the Civil War. Genre, I'm gonna add just a little bit of action. For our protagonist, a dejected idealist. For our antagonist, old friend turned enemy. We want... I'm gonna play this straight. So we want a love interest. A mentor. Protagonist reformed. Boy becomes a man. Themes. I mean, we want a big battle scene. We haven't used a love triangle in quite a while. I mean, it's the Civil War. Let's throw in some escaping captivity. And then I'm gonna look for, yeah, brother in arms. Joe? Oh, we need something. Free heart. The free heart of a young lady. This was unique. I'm going to go ahead, shell it for a hot second. And Felix, I'm gonna have you actually Felix, you're not quite up to snuff. You could definitely use some skill up. Kevin Fox, so could you. And then, do we have any directors? Producer, cinematographer. I mean, Thomas, you're a... There's no time like the present. And with all of those people in, I think we're gonna go ahead and put a little pause here. We're gonna see you next time. Our money's situation's doing fine. Or we could hold a penguin. We can afford to throw it. We've got a bunch of movies ready to be released, a bunch of movies in production, so we just keep pumping things out now, and not really worry about it so much anymore. And I mean, that's what we're gonna do. In any case, if you've enjoyed this Let's Play so far, go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time where we will continue playing Hollywood Animal.